Hi, welcome. I'm Emily Johnson, and I've been teaching college, 2-year and 4-year college for 17 years. And I know some people who are starting college this semester. Maybe some of them are first generation college students and the first in their family to go to college. And so I wanted to tell them and you some of the things that you might try if you want to impress your professors. A lot of these things rely on unspoken assumptions, things your professor thinks you know, things that are part of the unspoken, sometimes invisible rules of college behavior. And if you're a new college student or you're the first person in your family to get to go to college, you may not know them. Or you may just not be thinking of them, even if your dad and your grandfather went to Harvard. So it was going to be a top 10 list, but I decided I only have 9 important points. So it's shorter than a top 10 list. So some of this is about demonstrating how seriously you take college. Some of this is about showing respect to your professors. And some of this is maybe conveying that you take this whole college thing seriously. I'm sure you do take college seriously. I'm sure you do want to learn. Why would you be spending all this time and money if you didn't really want to be there? But how do you convey that to your professors? So one thing that maybe should be obvious is you should learn your professors' names. They have dozens or even hundreds of students. I have taught a class where I had 250 students. You have maybe 5 professors, a couple maybe teaching assistants. You can learn their names, learn how to say their name right, learn what they prefer to be called. Even if they have a really hard name to say, like Rabinovitz, you still need to learn their names. I am amazed by students who will go into, we have a testing center where students sometimes, if they need accommodations for different abilities, like an extra quiet room or extra time on a test, they'll go to the testing center to take their test in a different environment. And they have no idea what my name is. My name is Johnson. It's easy. And they'll have no idea. They'll say it's a history class. And the testing center will list all the history professors' names and none of them will ring a bell. You need to know your professors' names. Be respectful, use their names. Related to that, if you email them, do it politely and respectfully. I know it's kind of superficial. It may seem silly, but if you start with, "Dear Professor Johnson," you're gonna make a better impression on them than if you start with, "Yo, hey," or God forbid, "Sup," or no salutation, no greeting at all, just start typing. That also means you should not use text speak, not abbreviate, because honestly, your professor may not know what those abbreviations mean. They probably know LOL, but then again, some of them might not. Professors hate it when they don't know stuff. They like being smart. They like knowing everything. And they still sort of, I think a lot of them have the assumption that an email should be like a typewritten business letter. Okay, that may be old fashioned, that may be kind of silly. But if you want to impress your professors, you need to email them respectfully. So start with, "Dear Professor so-and-so," get their name right. You know, if they said you can call me John, that's fine. You can start with "Dear John," that's fine, but only if they said you could. Then you use complete sentences and capitalize the beginning of your sentences and use punctuation, and you take it seriously. I got an email from a student, this was years ago, but I got an email from a student that said, "Yeah," that's how it started. "Yeah, your attendance policy really doesn't work for me, so we need to talk about changing it." spoiler alert, I did not change my attendance policy because it didn't work for her. This student was a little confused about who's in charge here. On the other hand, don't let all the advice intimidate you so much that you don't ask for help. If you're having problems, ask your professor for help. Maybe they will just say, go talk to the TA, go to the tutoring center, but they will know that you are trying, that you're working hard, that you take the class seriously. That's what asking for help signals. It doesn't signal that you're stupid. I know some people may feel like if they ask a question, everybody's looking at them, everybody thinks that they don't belong there. That's not true. Asking questions shows that you're paying enough attention to realize what you don't understand and that you're trying hard. It's going to impress your professors. Now, it's probably a good idea if the question is, okay, there are such things as stupid questions. I know professors, teachers, parents say there's no such thing as stupid question. Yeah, there are things that are stupid questions. Which leads me to my next point, which is you should read the syllabus. Whether it's an electronic syllabus, a paper syllabus, you should read the syllabus. This is the secret code to deciphering the course. Do you ever feel like you can't figure out what a teacher wants from you, what they're looking for in an assignment? You don't know what you're supposed to do and you're just groping in the dark? Did you read the syllabus? Even the stuff that seems really BS-y, like course objectives. If one of the course objectives is using current research in presentations, like for communication, science communication course. Yeah, that's a big hint. That's something you should be doing in your assignment. If you can't figure out what they want, reading the syllabus is a good idea. Actually, even if you think you know what they want, you should read the syllabus. I even know some professors who hide things in the syllabus, like an Easter egg in a video game. Like the first person who emails me a picture of a cat will get bonus points. And it's hidden on like page 5 of the syllabus in ordinary type. Or even, I left a $20 bill in such and such a place. Yeah, this is a real example. I know a professor who did that. So yeah, we're desperate to have you read the syllabus. We don't want to take that much class time because you're college students. You can read now, read the syllabus. And it may tell you things that the professor did not tell you anyplace else. It also, if you read the syllabus, you don't ask questions like, what are we supposed to do if? Then you don't make the professor mad by asking a question that was in the syllabus. And what's really awesome is if one of the other students didn't read the syllabus and you did, you can help them out. You can even show off in front of the professor. Ooh, I know this one. Yeah, that'll definitely impress your professor. Again, some of this stuff seems like it's so obvious, but college students don't always do it. If you want to impress your professor, you need to act like you care. You need to act like you want to be there. And this class is important to you. I know you have 4 or 5 other classes and you work 30 hours a week and you're helping take care of your grandson, but your professor likes to think that his or her class is the center of the universe and you should act accordingly. That means you should be on time. You should always get to class on time, right? It is rude to come in late. If there's something that makes it really hard for you to get there on time, talk to your professor and apologize. If you have to get your kid on the bus because they're too little to wait at the bus stop by themselves and it means you coast in right as the class is starting, humbly apologize to your professor after class. Don't take up the whole class to tell your story about why you're late. Nobody else cares. But if it's just, I couldn't get up on time, then you need to figure out a way to get up on time. Set 2 alarms, keep your alarm clock across the room. So you have to get out of bed to do it. Whatever you got to do, be on time. Professors think it's insulting to them if you are not on time. If you try to pack up and leave class early, that is also insulting to them. That you hate their class so much you can't wait to get out of there, that you don't think what they're saying is important. Those aren't messages you want to convey to your professor if you want to impress them. Also, this may seem superficial and silly, but dress like you're taking this whole college thing seriously. There will probably be somebody in your classes who wears pajamas to every class, right down to the fuzzy slippers. That does not impress your professor. You don't have to change who you are or dress like you're going to Harvard in a movie. But if you look like this is important to you, you are conveying the message to the professor that you care about this class. So wearing real clothes that you would not sleep in, clothes that you did not sleep in the night before, sends an unspoken message of respect. Looking awake, staying awake in class, looking at your professor, taking notes, maybe occasionally changing your facial expression when they say something, even if you don't laugh at their silly dad jokes or mom jokes or professor jokes. I'm pretty sure some professors have been telling the same jokes since Shakespeare was alive, and they weren't funny then either. You don't have to laugh at the stupid jokes, although you could. But occasionally changing your facial expression like you're actually listening. Yeah, professors kind of like that. We're human too. It's hard to stand in front of a class and talk and present things. It takes a lot of energy, a lot of concentration and focus, a lot of preparation. I spend probably 8 hours outside of the classroom preparing and grading and planning and everything before I walk into the classroom. If I spend 3 hours in the classroom with you, I have probably spent more than 20 hours preparing for those 3 hours. So if you look like you're paying attention, it's going to impress your professors. Maybe that's silly, but it's true. Likewise, about respect, do what the professor tells you to do. If they tell you don't play with your phone in class, then don't play with your phone in class. This irritates professors to no end. They're working really hard. And it's true that when you're younger, you are better at switching between tasks quickly, paying attention to class, switching to your phone, paying attention to class. And that older people, as many professors are, have a harder time switching quickly. It is also true that you cannot actually multitask. I know you think you can. I know you think that you're used to it, that you can check your phone and still listen to your professor. But a great deal of research has shown that no, you can't. That if you are listening to the professor, you cannot use your brain to check your phone, and vice versa. You cannot. And you think you're being sneaky because your phone's down in your lap or you're not looking at it. Yeah, we are not fooled, okay? We are not fooled by that. And oh, for crying out loud, if you are using a laptop, we know when you're playing a video game on it. Yeah, we know. So this goes down to being fully present in the class, paying attention and looking like you're paying attention. It's not a requirement, but again, this little video is about impressing your professors, convincing them that you want to be there and that you care about the class. You want your professors to like you. You want them to round your grade up if you have an 89.5. You want them to round it up to an A, right? Some professors will base that choice to round up. Some professors never do it. Some will base that choice on whether they think you tried really hard. Trying really hard looks like things like paying attention in class, going to every class, staying awake in class, being on time. That's going to make a good impression on your professor. If you want them to write a letter of reference for you someday, you need to impress your professors. Looking alive, looking like you're paying attention, and in general, decent classroom behavior, respectful classroom behavior. If you raise your hand, even if everybody doesn't raise their hand, the first couple times you try to talk, maybe raise your hand. It's more polite. Even if you disagree with with an instructor or with another student, don't yell at them. Do not use bad words. This is not the internet. Be respectful. I know a great many people do not go to religious services, but if you go to church, you should be respectful like you in church. You wouldn't use swear words. You would not insult somebody you disagree with. You would be nice. You would be polite. You would be respectful. And that's not completely out of line in a college classroom. So these are kind of unspoken rules. Professors probably aren't going to say, don't wear pajamas to class. They might say, put your phone away. They might. And if they say that, you definitely should do it. Oh, some professors really hate fidget spinners and other fidget devices. I know that they may help you concentrate. I understand that. I totally agree. They're not going to upset me, but a lot of professors think it means you're not paying attention. Even fidgeting a lot can convey that you're bored and you don't want to be there. Not the way to impress your professor. So I hope that telling you some of these like little secrets, unspoken expectations can help you feel like you're fitting in, help you feel like you're doing what your professor wants. Obviously, do your homework, get good grades, all that stuff. But these are the unspoken rules of behavior. And unspoken rules of behavior, sort of etiquette kinds of things, can often be used to exclude people. That can prevent diversity. That can make first-generation college students, minorities, people from other countries, make them feel out of place and uncomfortable. If their discomfort comes across to the professor as being disrespectful, the professor may feel like they don't want to be there. Maybe information like this can help a little bit with making those expectations explicit, making them obvious, and helping you understand some of the rules that the professor has in their head that they're not actually going to tell you. So I hope this was helpful, and good luck with your college career. And I hope all your classes go great and you have a wonderful time. Thank you.